So hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for the workshop for the Air Cloud Challenge. And Rick, you can take over.
Hi, hello everyone. Thanks for joining us. We're very excited to have you here. We're going to walk you through ReSight's platform. Hopefully by the end of this workshop, you'll be able to download, build, and install our sample app, which is part of our Unity plugin. So without further ado, let's jump in. But just before we start and move forward with all technicalities, I would like to first introduce ourselves. So hi, my name is Ari Ziegler, and I'm ReSight's VP R&D. Omri Stain is our CEO, and Aaron Segal is ReSight's CDO. We all share this excitement about augmented reality. And I remember back in the days, we were asking ourselves, how come there are so few apps that unleash the real power of augmented reality? So from a technical point of view, we identified that there is a steep learning curve that could take years to follow for us as well. So we set a mission to step into the bridge and bringing AR capabilities, namely multi-user and persistence to 3D developers. So that's us. So ReSight is a platform aims to simplify augmented reality apps development. And we're taking care of the anchoring of the AR experience to the physical world. So we know there are a lot of solutions out there, but we have developed a unique approach which abandons the traditional client-server paradigm in favor of distributed one. And what we did that for several reasons, but first, that means that all the computations are done on the edge devices, which allow our platform to scale globally and seamlessly. We also took in mind that we should support future platforms in the future. So we developed our platform in pure C++, which allows to be cross-platform and support those future hardwares. We're looking forward for the glasses as everyone else in the industry. So our platform delivers 3 key features which correlate pretty well with the challenge requirement. I'm gonna walk you through the features. The first 2, I think, are very straightforward. Persistent augmented reality means that you can anchor or glue digital objects to the physical world so they can persist over space and time. Multi-user experiences in augmented reality means that there are digital objects that the users in the same area, in the same room, can interact with the object together. So if there is some kind of a model in the center of the room, all of the users that are around it can touch it or aim at it and have some interaction with it. And the last one is mapless relocalization. And I would like to dwell on that feature for a moment because I think this is one of the most interesting ones. What it means, for ReSight, you don't need to have a pre-scan in order to relocalize. Usually, when you want to have users to relocalize in your 3D environment, you need them to have some kind of a pre-scan or some previous information so the device can localize against it. But ReSight uses a different approach in which the first device to come into a place either manage to get a previous data and relocalize against it or start creating the new data for the followers to use. So this is a very, very important feature. You're going to see that later on when I'm going to show you the sample app in action, that there is no need to specify in which room you need to be. You don't need to specify some kind of a namespace or something like that. You just use the app and the app takes care of relocalizing. So I would like to take a look at how ReSight looks in some demo use cases. So the first one is, sorry. The first one is multi-user, and multi-user, in this demo, you can see how the app taking advantage of ReSight's platform mapless relocalization. The both clients are just relocalized against the room, and then each of the devices can see the same object. You see the box, it's numbered 1. So one of the users points to some place in the room, the other one taps on his device and the cube moves, and the 2 little dragons fly towards the box. So you see how multi-user, how the interaction is done. It's pretty nice. It's fun. We think it unleashed something very important, very essential in augmented reality. The next thing I would like to show you, and please keep in mind that what you're going to see now is not what we deliver to the user. It's just a way to show you how ReSight acts behind the scenes. So here you can see several agents, and by agent I mean that each of them has mobile phone, smartphone with ReSight platform installed on it, and they are mapping a 2-store building. And you can see that simultaneously they move around, and each of them just bring more data into the model, and it all integrates seamlessly. And what you see here is done on every agent in separate, because we said before we are a distributed solution. So you can see that what we see here is what every agent in the area sees. So let's jump right to technicalities. So we have here a snippet from our RealityKit plugin. I don't want to get too much into details. I just want to show you how easy it is to start using ReSight. So what you see here is the first few lines are just initializations. They are from the sample app of Apple, nothing interesting, but let's go over. So here you can see how we initialize our plugin, our platform. So namely, all you need is the developer key. Developer key is obtained via our website. You can register there for the challenge as well. Just go to our website, resight.io, and press on register, and you get a developer key. Namespace is just, it could be the name of the app or whatever, and the air view is the one from RealityKit. Then all you need to do is instantiate an anchor, and anchor in ReSight, it's this concept of anchors is not new for ReSight. It's something that I guess you are very familiar with, but here you can see that we instantiate an anchor which will glue the objects to the real world, and we put that in a in the identity matrix, which means we put that just in the root of the scene. And then all we need to do is to add the still box to the anchor, and that's it. That's the magic. From now on, the box is going to be anchored to the real world. No need for a pre-scan, no need to define a room, no need to ask for the user to say where it is, nothing. Just like that, it's going to be there. So now I would like to switch to Unity, and I'm going to show you the steps, how you download and build and install our solution, our sample app. Unless there are questions now, and you can take them now and move to the, okay, so we gotta move forward. One second. Okay. So now we are in Unity. In Unity, what you need to do once you fire it up, you just go to Package Manager. And at Package Manager, you need to press the plus and add package from Git URL. Okay. So here you paste just our Git repository, which can be found at our website. And once you do that, you have ReSight SDK just here. You see it. And the current version is 0.26. And then all you need to do is to import our sample app. I didn't want to just waste your time because it takes a bit of time to do that. But all you need to do is to import this one. And once you import it, you're gonna see it. You see the icon here, and you double click it, and you're gonna see that this scene just imported into the Unity editor. And next, you need to go to the build settings. And at build settings, you need to switch to iOS. Currently, we support iOS only. So you need to switch to iOS and make sure that the open scene is checked here as well. Afterwards, you need to go to edit project settings. And this is something they added recently, but it's still needed. You need to tell the plugin which provider it's going to use, and you need to check RealityKit. All the things that I'm saying now are on a website, so you can, if you missed something, you can go over there. There is a step-by-step there as well. Just wanted to let you know that everything works, and that's how it looks like. So you're going to check here the RealityKit, and basically that's it. You're ready to go. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to show you how this sample app looks like, and then we're going to walk through the code a bit and a bit about the components that comprise it, and then we will wrap up. So let's do that. Share. There is a technical issue here. Sorry. Okay. So this is our app, as you can see. So what I'm doing now, I'm just walking around in our office, and I could put some information, let's say here. So we're putting cubes. And then we close the app. Then we start it again. And once the app localizes, it should show the cubes just where they are. Second, need to walk a bit. Something is wrong with the AirPlay, but usually without the air, I guess because of the AirPlay, I'm gonna stop it now. But usually the app will relocalize and show you the cubes because it's a bit hard for it now. And that's it. That's the sample app, very simple. You can see here we have our sample main. Wait a second, I need to share the screen again, sorry. I'm gonna share it again. Okay, so we have the sample main component, and you can see here that it's comprised of a cube prefab, which is a simple random cube. I'm going to show the code in a bit. There is an RS Encore, and there is ReSight. So ReSight, I'm not going to get into. It's just the all the heavy lifting done in order to connect Unity to our C++ engine. But I'm going to show you the code of the sample app so you can see how simple it is. So this is our sample app. And you can see that we use the RealityKit or the AR Foundation camera. And we need to initialize two really important functions. The first one is toUnity object, which our engine needs in order to understand how to deserialize data that comes from the network. So here you see that we just instantiate a cube and we decode the data because this object has RS entity interface, and that's very important. We just defined an RS entity which has two functions, decode and encode, and that's it. We return the cube. So our engine will take that cube and put that in the correct location. The other important instantiation we need to do is to put the onStatus function, and the callback will be called every time the engine changes its status. So if it's initialized, we'll get init, and then we put the mapping in the status, and we instantiate an anchor. And if you remember, the anchor is the one that connects the objects to the real world. So this one is actually the one that registers the room or the area with our engine. The other thing is the mapping. So we just put mapped, and that's basically it. And now every update, you can see that we look for an anchor. If there is none, we just return. But if there is, we're waiting for touches or taps from the user. And every time there is a tap, we just instantiate another cube. And here's the magic. We just put it under the anchor. So if the anchor is the parent, it will take care of registering that cube into the real world. So basically, that's it. I guess just wanted to show you how easy it is to make an app and use it and register objects. Of course, there are more details, and I don't want to. That's more or less this. If there are any questions,
awkward.
Okay. Oh, the part of the code. All right. Sorry. It's important. Yeah. It opens. I'm sorry. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna do that again. Okay. Hopefully now you can see it. Okay. We're gonna go over it again quickly. So you see here we have sample app main, which is just a derived of mono behavior. And the awake function, which is the setup, we just initialize the camera from Air Foundation, and we initialize toUnity object, which is the one that our engine uses in order to instantiate the user data, the actual data that you want to instantiate in the scene. So in our simple case, we just want to instantiate our cube. And what we do here is just we want to decode the data, which is the color in RGB. So all the cubes are the same, and they differ from each other by their color. So we return the cube after it's been decoded from the data. You could think that you put in the data like JSON or something like that. And by the JSON, you could say, okay, if the type is a cube, I'm going to instantiate the cube. If it's something else, I'm going to instantiate the sphere, etc., etc. But it's just a sample. So we just wanted to let you know that you could do whatever you want with the data. It's important to mention that in this version, the user data, the data that you can put here is limited to 4K. So yeah, so you need to, and we make sure you don't exceed that quota. The other function is on status, and on status, the engine let the user know that it has changed its status, its state. So if it gives the user init, that means it's already initialized. So we put mapping, which means we started mapping the area, and we instantiate an anchor. So the anchor in this sample app is a global anchor for the whole sample app. And it should be enough for a regular room, like 5 to 10 square meters should be fine. And that's more or less it. And every update, every cycle, what we do, we look for an anchor. If there is none, we don't do anything. But if there is, we're going to take the tab from the user and raycast it in order to instantiate a cube. And the magic is down here in line 73, where we put the cube under the anchor, and that's it. The anchor will take care of the cube, and every time you're gonna open the app again, the anchor will instantiate the cube where it was initially placed. So yes, sorry for that, guys. Anyway, if there are any other questions, if not, we're gonna continue. So let's move forward. So before we depart, I would like to give you a glimpse into the future according to ReSight. Our next major release to be out this November, we're gonna call it Space OS. We already talked about the advantages of mapless relocalization, so I'm not gonna go over that again. But in our next version, ReSight platform will be integrated with our proprietary network mesh we call Mirror. This is a P2P network solution that will take care of users' discovery and make sure all the routing messages is done in the most efficient network infrastructure that the Mirror has in its disposal. And namely, if we have Wi-Fi, we're going to use Wi-Fi. If we can, we'll go into 5G, etc., etc. So that's it. We also allow for distributed data storage. So we could take care of in actual storing your objects, your meshes, the data that you really need to store. And of course, we're going to support Android as well as iOS devices, and we'll take care of the real-time synchronization in multiplayer experiences, as you have seen in our video. And that's it. That's the glimpse into the future. Thank you very, very much for joining us today. I was Ari Ziegler. I'm the VP R&D of ReSight. And we really hope to see you using we think that's amazing platform, because we put a lot of work into it, and we think it's gonna upgrade any AR experience that's gonna use our platform. And we are looking forward to see what you're gonna do with it in your challenge. Thank you very, very much.
If there is any questions, that's a good time to ask. Give it a few more seconds, and if not, then thank you everyone that joined us. and you're welcome to contact Terry. And that's it.
Bye-bye then.